Hey guys, welcome back to my wonderful book YouTube channel, and today I'm finally going to be doing the bookish Q&A that I was supposed to do a few weeks ago, but I thought that there wasn't going to be enough questions sent in, but then there did end up being enough, but I had already started answering them on my story, so it was too late. I explained it better in like another video, I don't even know which one, but I said I was going to do it again at some point, so that's what I did. I put another book questions thing on my story since it had been a while now and I have a lot of new followers and barely anybody asked questions, so I ended up taking those, and then I also screenshotted some of the old ones from when I did it the first time, and we're just going to be answering those again but in video form this time instead of on my story, but I think it will be fine. And we need to hurry up and do this because I have them on my computer again, like everything that I've done so far on this YouTube channel where I've read off things, which is almost every single video, but anyway, but it's because this is at 9% and charger is broken, so let's go ahead and start with these. First question is, when did you start your bookstagram? And I low-key don't know, I forgot to check, but I'm pretty sure I started it in like April maybe, but I didn't actually start posting on it a lot until like when summer started for me. My last day of school was on May 23rd, so like something like that, like something around the release date of releasing 10, I think, and everything is when I like really started posting. But I've been on Booktok for a while. I don't have the same account anymore because it got banned in like April or March, but my old one, I had that account since 2023. It's just that it used to be a multiple fandoms account. It was called multiple fandoms 14 for me to make edits of TV shows and stuff, but then I started posting about books too, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna turn it into a book account. So then I changed the username to Avery Loves Books 0, and that's what my bookstagram is still called, but my new Booktok is Avery Loves Books 1 since that got banned. Next question is about one of the posts I made, but it's basically, where did you get the audiobooks of The Summer I Turned Pretty from? The audio I used in my videos that had audios from the audiobook with music in the background, those are just from TikTok where other people have used them and made audios from them. But you can listen to the audiobooks on Spotify, and the ones with the actors, that's pretty much the only way you can watch them now. When I read all 3 books almost 2 years ago in October of 2023, after season 2 came out and everything, and I got the books for my birthday, I was able to listen to the ones with the actors on YouTube because they had all 3 books for free, but they took them down since then, so they're no longer available. So I don't really know if you can find them for free, but if you figure it out, please let me know. Popular Booktok/books to book that you hated. It isn't really like it is popular, like it's a Booktok book, but most people that I've seen, pretty much everyone has hated it, but I hated My Dark Romeo, and I actually DNF'd that, and it kind of sucked because I liked it at first. I really liked the premise, and it kind of is what made me realize I would like Marriage of Convenience if it was done well, but I don't think My Dark Romeo was done well. And I feel like I can say that even if it's the first and only one that I've read right now. But it just got so repetitive because it was just like the same thing over and over again, and I was so bored. How many books do you want to read this summer? This summer, I don't really know, but my reading goal by the end of the year is 50, and I'm like almost at like 30 something. I don't really know. I'm gonna go on Fable and check how many books I've read out of 50 right now. I've read 33 out of 50 of my reading goal this year so far. So I guess I start school on September 2nd, so I guess my goal would be to read like 10 more books maybe. I feel like that sounds like a lot. We're getting into the ones that I answered on the Instagram stories before, so when it's on the screen, these ones are going to be like gray and not as bright. Have you read all your life, or you just became a new reader? I read when I was little, obviously, because I had to, I was forced to, and I liked it. Like, I read Dork Diaries and stuff like that, but then I hated reading for like a really long time and only read when I was forced to, until like I read the first 3 books of Harry Potter in 2022, but that was it, and it was only because my mom forced me. It's just that I actually kind of liked reading them and everything. And then like I actually started reading romance books and stuff, in March 2023 because I got grounded for like 2 months. So I just got them from the library, but I didn't start getting physical books until summer 2023, and Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover is the first ever physical book I ever got, and she's actually stuffed in a drawer right now because all of the books that I read a while ago and didn't like that much, well, I liked it at the time, but like books I don't care about anymore and I think are like bad books when I look back on them now, I took off my shelf and stuffed them in the drawer because my shelf ran out of space. What's your favorite book in the Like Us series? So far, I haven't gotten to Nobody Like Us yet. I'm gonna start it today because yesterday I just finished Unlucky Like Us, and spoiler warning, but I literally feel like I'm about to cry already, but I'm so upset about Luna having amnesia. Like, I already know because I looked it up. I asked somebody on Instagram about it. I know she remembers most of everything, and pretty much she remembers Donnelly and stuff, so that's like the only thing that's giving me hope, but it's taking such a long time. And I'm like so done and I'm so sad, but I just can't wait to start that. And I also looked through that book yesterday because I wanted to see if it was Samantha that died, because I had already read the description of Nobody Like Us. You saw me read it, and I talked about this too in the last video, and I just really wanted it to be Samantha that died, but no, it wasn't freaking Samantha, it was Greg. Why? But then I was like saying stuff and I realized that this is kind of good because if Greg died, that means Samantha is probably really depressed and sad, so. But anyway, that's not the answer to the question. My favorite book in the Like Us series is Lovers Like Us is one, because, I don't know, I just liked how they were all together and they did the fan con tour in that one, and we just got to see all of the characters interact. There was a lot of SFO moments in that one, and it was just a really good book. And then Wild Like Us, which is Celia Carr and Bink's first book, and Misfits Like Us, which is Luna and Donnelly's first book, because those are just my two favorite couples. Do you have any book recs similar to Boys of Tommen? Collided by Mary Wayne, super similar to Johnny and Shannon, and it also has like a little bit of Gibbsy in the guy because his sister died. He does like drugs and things. These aren't really spoilers, but he does drugs, so that's kind of like Joey. And the girl in the book has an abusive alcoholic dad too, and it's just really similar. And then the next book in the series comes out in December called Mended, and that's going to be about the same couple. So each couple gets 2 books in this series as well, so that's like really similar. Except Chloe Walsh is kind of trying to backtrack with that with Boys of Tommen, but that's just something that's very similar. And then Addicted Calloway has a really good found family, and it isn't similar to Boys of Tommen in any way except Lily and Lo. Like, Lo is just like Joey. Like, they just have similar characters, and the characters have like the same flaws and everything like that, but the plots aren't similar at all. It's just both found family, and people who like Boys of Tommen typically like Addicted Calloway too. What is a romance trope you just can't get behind? And I remember I answered before and I still agree. I don't know what it's called. It's like something con. I know because Larissa has said it in videos, like Larry Reed's who I'm talking about. I don't know why I said her full name like that, but she said it, and it's just like the trope that's in Haunting Adeline where she literally gets with her rapist. That's the trope I can't get behind personally. I didn't send it to myself, but I do know there's another question. What is my favorite book series? And that would be Boys of Tommen. I feel like I can say is my number 1 favorite, but it's hard because then I feel bad for Addicted Calloway, but that one's my favorite too. So I guess I'll just say Boys of Tommen as my favorite like sad book series or book series in general, but then like Addicted Calloway and Like Us are my favorite like found family, you know? This is me editing, and a second ago I realized, and I wanted to include it, that there was another question I forgot too, and it was just somebody here asked if I read nonfiction, and no, I have never picked up a nonfiction book ever in my life, and I probably never will, unless the only ones I'd have any interest in is Jeanette McCurdy's book, Sherry Frankie's book, and then if Piper Raquel someday gets away from her mom and is no longer manipulated and wants to write a book, I'd absolutely would read that. So just like these kinds of things, you know? I would read those, but that's like it that I can think of right now. Make sure you follow me on my Bookstagram and my Booktok, and also my like regular YouTube channel as well. So, bye-bye.